So question number 2 of this first exercise gives us two nets, and it's also given that they make to form dice or cubes. So the numbers inserted in each square indicates the number of dots in that box. So few of the boxes are empty. We'll have to insert suitable numbers in those empty boxes. Now we can answer this question from the fact that opposite faces of a dice always have a total of 7 dots on them. For example, if we consider this face, which consists of 4 dots as is being indicated by this number, so the face which is going to be opposite of this one must have 3 dots to make the count of dots a total of 7. We'll again consider these nets and we'll understand how these are folded to form cubes so as to understand which would be the opposite face of each other. So let us first consider this particular net, and let us consider the example of a cube shaped room where we have 4 walls, a floor and a ceiling to understand which face would be the opposite of the other face. For reference, let us consider that this face, that is this one, this face is the floor of the room, which I'll mark as F, and there is a person standing on this face and is facing in this direction. Now if we fold this face, we'll get the left wall of the room with reference to the position of the person who is standing on the floor, and if we again fold this face, we'll get the front wall of the room. Similarly, if we again go on and fold this face, we'll see that we got the right hand side wall of the room, and based on the arrangement of these two squares, this will form the ceiling of the room. Again, if we fold the last square, as we know that this net is going to give us a cube, so this definitely will form the backside wall of the room. So we now have seen that these are the faces and they'll form the cubes with respect to the room which we have taken as a reference. Now as we see that this front wall has to be the opposite face of the back wall. So we see that the back wall square consists of this number 6. So the front wall must have the number 1 here so as to make a total 7. Similarly, if we consider the left wall and the right wall, as these two would be the opposite faces, so the right wall has 4 dots on it, so the left wall will definitely have 3 dots on it. And we know that the floor and the ceiling will be opposite to each other, making the floor face with 2 dots, as it is going to make a total of 7 when it is going to be combined with the number of dots in the ceiling face. Now this completes the first net. Let us use the same concept to the second net here. Now in the second net, again, if we consider one of the faces as the floor of the room, and we consider that the person who is standing on this is facing in this direction, if we fold this particular face of the net, we'll see that it's going to form the right wall of the room. Again, if we fold the two faces here, we'll see that one of them will form the front wall and the other one will form the ceiling of the room. Again, if we fold the remaining two faces of the net, we'll see that we'll get the left wall and the backside wall or the back wall. So hence we have got the opposite faces of this net. Let us now use this to get the answer. So we say that the front wall would be the opposite face to the back wall, and the value of the front wall here in the question is nothing but 1. So the back wall should have 6 dots to make the total 7. Similarly, the right wall here would be the opposite face of the left wall, making the number of dots on the left wall face to be 4. And eventually the ceiling and the floor would be opposite faces to each other, so the floor would have 5 dots on it. So this is the arrangement of the nets as cubes, and this is how we are going to answer question number 2.
To know more about how QMath can help you become a master of math, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program taught by highly experienced and committed teachers.